Hey everyone. So recently there was a story on the news, a development, that the United States government has created an aid package, a bailout package of about $2 trillion. It was actually 2.2 trillion. We're going to say 2 trillion, rounding down. And that's to assist the economy with the troubles it's having as a result of the coronavirus outbreak. And this is a good opportunity to discuss, well, how does one tell the difference between $2 trillion versus, say, $2 billion? A trillion, a billion, they both sound like very large numbers, but these numbers are in fact very different. So what's done in these situations, there's a mathematical process called normalization, where you divide a number by some meaningful value in order to determine, well, is the original number large or small? Okay, so for example, when we're dealing with a bailout package for an economy, for a particular country, well, what's a meaningful number is the population of that country. Now, for the United States, its population is about 330 million people. We're going to represent that with P. So $2 trillion divided by 330 million people, that's approximately $6,000. Okay, so this bailout package of $2 trillion, it's $6,000 per citizen. Okay, that doesn't mean that every person is getting $6,000. Part of the money, I imagine, is going to corporations, is going to assist certain industries. But if you were to take all of the money that will end up in the hands of Americans and divide that by the total number of Americans, you get how much money an American is getting on average. And that's $6,000. Okay? Now, benefit from such a bailout isn't necessarily direct funding rather than receiving a check. Some Americans might experience their employer, the corporation they work for, receiving a lot of funding, and that helps them stay employed, maintaining their salary. They may experience a company that they buy a product or service from receiving funding, and that allows them to maintain their prices lower, so Americans don't have to spend more on products or services they use. So funding may not be direct, and certainly won't be directly $6,000 for every American citizen. That's been made clear. But on average, what is the benefit from this funding for the average American citizen? $6,000. Now imagine what that would be if it was $2 billion instead of $2 trillion. They both sound like large numbers. But when you take 2 billion and divide by 330 million, you get approximately $6. $6 per American citizen, that's pocket change. Okay? Another way to think of this is, what does it look like for a family of 4? So if it's $6,000 per American citizen, approximately $6,000, well, for a family of 4, you're looking at $24,000. Whereas $2 billion bailout package, $6 per American citizen, for a family of 4, that's just $24. Another way to think of this, instead of funding received, think of it as, what would it take to raise these funds? Okay, to raise $2 trillion, every American would have to contribute $6,000, or a family of 4 would have to contribute $24,000. Whereas to raise $2 billion, that's $6 from each American citizen's pocket, or $24 from a family of 4. Completely different things. Now, a million also sounds like a large number, and if it was $2 million, well, that's less than 1 cent. That's 0.6 cents per American citizen, or 2.4 cents for a family of 4. So, it's one way to imagine the difference between a trillion and a billion.